beautiful people. Thanks for joining me live. I wasn't sure that was going to happen, so I'm thrilled that you've joined me this evening. It's the 1st of July 2021. I did a little Facebook live earlier today, and I thought I'd just do a live stream this evening because I thought people in other countries can maybe join in. So I hope you can hear me. If you want to pop anything in the chat, you can do. So thanks for joining. Now, in my little Facebook live earlier today, we were talking about unmasking ourselves. So this is really about how everything that's going on at the moment is in relation to our past lives, and how if we do the inner journey work now, we can liberate our souls on a much higher level, and that we can see what's happening now in so many different realities. But what you want to do is focus on how you can liberate your soul right now, and how you can find out where you have fears, limiting beliefs, anxieties, past lives still running you. Like what I talked about in my Facebook live today was talking about how the masks as a metaphor can reveal to you your emotional inner state of being. For example, okay, people wear them in different ways. Some people don't wear them at all. And I've spoken to some friends and I've said, well, why do you feel you don't have to wear a mask when you leave your town or village? But when you're in your village, you comply when you go into the village shop or whatever. And they're like, well, I'm fearful. I don't want the townspeople to turn on me or the villagers to turn on me, which to me symbolizes a fear from past lives of the villagers and the townspeople turning on you. So when you see your own behavior, you get to work through your past lives. You get to ask yourself, well, where are these fears coming from? Why am I so fearful? Why am I complying in a way that isn't benevolent to my own soul and my own healing? Am I fearful of upsetting my family? Am I fearful of losing my job? Have I got some stories around money because it's a fear of losing your job? Most people are like, I'm complying because I don't want to lose my job. I've got a mortgage. I've got all these things. And, if you can observe yourself in a really critical way, but is benevolent to yourself, as in you don't have to beat yourself up about what you're observing about yourself, but you can see, wow, I wish I wasn't doing what I'm doing, but I can see why I'm doing what I'm doing because it's coming from some other beliefs, some limiting beliefs within myself that I want to rise beyond. And you can look, is it coming from my childhood? Is it coming from wanting to obey from my childhood? And, even in our childhood, when we see other children not being triggered by the same things we're being triggered by, then we get to see, well, where is the origin of this fear or this hiding myself away or this guilt or the shame, whatever emotion that it is that comes up for you personally. You get to unmask yourself now. This is the period of time in 2021 we're in now where we get to unmask. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? Are you going to be two-faced to yourself? That's the mask. To people, we're doing one thing, like, to other people, you're trying to fit in with too many other people. And there's a great film that I often talk about with clients, which is called The Runaway Bride. And in this film, The Runaway Bride, he says he cannot marry this character, which is actually played by Julia Roberts, but it wouldn't matter who was playing the role. The fact is that this woman doesn't know who she is. And he uses the metaphor of, how do you like your eggs? And then he went and spoke to all these other previous men she'd been engaged to and ran away and didn't marry, if you've seen the film. And what he realized was she liked her eggs, whoever she was with at the time. So if he liked them boiled, she liked them boiled. If he liked them poached, she liked them poached. If he liked them scrambled, she liked them scrambled. So she really didn't know who she was. And right now in the masking scenario, a lot of people are playing that role again. If they're with their family, maybe they comply and wear the mask to appease what their family believe instead of knowing who they are. I have another friend who, when she picks up her granddaughter outside school, she wears a mask, not that she believes in it, but she doesn't want to upset the other school mothers, or she was worried that her granddaughter might be victimized by the fact that she's the only relative not wearing a mask at the school gates. So she worries that her grandchild might be picked on. Do you see how the many levels of our behavior are affecting us, but we're not actually being authentic and true to ourselves? So who are you? And if you cannot be authentic to yourself, and I see other therapists and healers saying, oh, and this is the virtue signaling I'm virtuous. So they're like, well, I wear a mask because, I want to make other people feel comfortable. Well, as a therapist or a healer, you're meant to be lifting people in vibration. You're not meant to be taking them down into fear and complicity in fear. You're meant to be rising people up. So no, I'm going to call you out on that. And I'm going to say, no, you're wearing that because you have fear and you want to hide your own fear to yourself. And maybe you're ashamed that you have fear, or maybe you're even in denial to your own self of your own fear. And these are the games we play with ourselves and the games that we play to other people. And I think right now, in 2021, in the 1st of July, people are playing so many games with themselves, with other people, with their families. This is the time where you work on your inner self. You work through your ancestral stories, you work through your past lives, because you're finding the emotional origin of your beliefs. And when we're doing regression, this is what we're doing. We're going back into the origin of our emotional beliefs, and staying safe isn't going, oh, I hardly notice anything. That's because you're making your world smaller. And everything that's been asked of you right now is almost to comply or make your world smaller. But what if you don't have to, and you can just make your world larger, but you're leaving the synthetic world behind, and you're starting to become more in tune with your own soul and more in tune with, what would really make you happy? What would be really joyful for you to do? I'm just going to see if I can see any messages from anyone. Let me see, because normally it shows you the messages, but it's not letting it be visible to me just now. So I'm sorry if you've written messages or comments. I literally cannot see them. Let me just see if it says participants or anything. It's just not letting me see the messages. So I apologize for that if you have posted any, but I will see them later. So I hope that what I'm saying, because I can't really get feedback because I can't see what you're saying or if you can say anything. So I hope that you're understanding what I'm trying to share in a way that is uplifting for you, empowering for you to take back your power. See this as a global opportunity to reclaim our power, reclaim our authenticity, release ourselves from these past lives where villagers did turn on you, where the community turned on you. We could easily play that out again, or you get to rise in your positivity and you get to heal yourself, because the other thing that I think is going to happen now, which might terrify people, is I think allopathic medicine, mainstream medicine, is going to go away, or it's going to become very difficult to get those facilities that you are used to if you're not used to self-healing. Now, in the 20 years that I've worked, I have healed myself personally and worked with clients to heal various things without the need for allopathic medicine, without the need for drugs or being cut open. Of course, that opportunity is there right now, it's still there. But what if it goes away? What if you have to find another way to heal yourself? And you will need to know the power in yourself to heal yourself. You know, you'll need to know how to journey inward, whether that's through meditation, which is always a good starting point, because through doing, I love guided meditation. You can meditate into silence at the end, but if you're new to it, start with guided meditation. I have free meditations on my website you can download, or I have a long 43 minute meditation you could do. Try out the free one, see if that works for you. Start going inside yourself. You know, the answers lie within ourselves, and we go into that quiet space within ourselves and we find the answers. Or there's no shame in reaching out for help with someone like myself. I had a client today in Australia, and she'd been doing this work on herself, but she hadn't actually reached out for help with anybody before. And so it's realizing that, you know, there are so many amazing people on the planet now, incarnated now, with all their skills and gifts to help each other. We're here to help each other, and to see value in reaching out for help, value in honoring the skills and gifts those people have to help us, and that we don't have to struggle on our own. You know, this kind of martyrdom spirituality where we have to struggle on our own isn't really useful to us anymore. You know, we're on this really high fast track now where we get to awaken, and we get to become visionary, and we get to see, what are we going to share with the world? You know, do we want this pre-packaged world that's being offered to us? Do you really want that world, or do you want to co-create from a heart space, not from fear, but from a heart space within yourself? And you can go back into other previous timelines of yourself and bring skills and gifts through. Also, a lot of the work that I do is with entities. So that's a complex story in itself, because often they're in the way, blocking you from seeing your authentic past lives, or you have to go back to the origin of the entity attaching, which might take you back into inner child issues or ancestral issues. Please don't be frightened of all that. Most of us have had some trauma happen in childhood that is so small to the mind now, but you don't realize the effect that it's had on your life. And it was repeated patterns of realizing a belief about yourself that limited you, perhaps. You know, for most of us, it limited us. And so now we really need to reclaim that part of ourselves, to lift ourselves up and heal ourselves, that we're not that small little person anymore. And whatever beliefs we created when we were that other person, and we say a small person, but it could be, you know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever beliefs have traumatized you, you need to heal those beliefs, heal those anxieties, and come back to expanding into your multidimensional cosmic self, which is visionary, which does have ideas, inspirations, solutions from the inner world inside of you. Because with the light language as well, we're opening DNA codes, we're awakening the magnificence of who we truly are. And not to deny we have fears, we have anxieties, we have guilt, but it's getting back to the origin of where they come from and deleting them from your emotional Akashic records, so you can rise in vibration. So I hope that helps you all. I would love to be able to read the comments. I don't know if any are streaming, but I can't see them. But I just wanted to do this Facebook Live this evening, and to just inspire us all to know that we are powerful, powerful beings, and we can heal ourselves, and we can release limiting beliefs and lack, and we can bring in the skills and gifts of our multidimensional selves. And we're spinning charge, we're spinning energy. It's all about energy. It's all, we are an electrical being, and it's about the frequency of electricity that we can hold, to be almost like a power station in ourselves out into the cosmos and the universe, and not to let our electrical charge go low, to bring that vibration up to shine in health and well-being, and, you know, looking younger than who we are, because we're ageless and timeless being, and we've been put into a, you know, a third dimension of reality where we've been sold a story where you have to age, these things have to happen because you're this age. But that isn't an absolute truth. It's a truth within that belief system, but you can rise beyond that belief system. So I say that with love. I wish you many blessings wherever you are in the world today. And if you love my videos, I've got tons and tons of videos from my times on TV doing past life regressions. I'd love to air some new regressions with new people, maybe more of the now. But subscribe to the bell, subscribe to my newsletter in case we lose the channels. So I send you love, and I will be in touch soon. Many blessings, much love for now. Bye.